Breaking the rules, breaking the rules. I'm breaking the rules. Hungary's breaking the rules. Thailand's breaking the rules. Iran, China, and South Africa breaking the rules. We all breaking the rules today. Let's hit it. Welcome. Don't adjust your dial. Welcome everyone to the Lofi Poli Sci podcast. I'm your host Michael Pickering. That's right. Lo-fi as in low fidelity, low quality, in your face, messy as can be, global news show. Here we're going to talk about that famous question. What's going on in the world today? It's Thursday and time for that Lo-fi global news fresh off that press. And warning Lo-fi Nation, I'm breaking from our norms here for this first story. Coming at us from that Europe section of the BBC. Josef Schreier, Hungary MEP, quits after allegedly fleeing gay orgy. Okay, you know me, I never talk about the 19, but this time, I'm making a major exception for this messiness. First off, let's clean up this headline. A MEP is a member of the European Parliament, the Parliament of the EU. This individual here, Mr. Josef, is a high-ranking member of the Hungarian far-right political party, which is anti-LGBTQ rights. Now let's paint the picture of events. In the capital of Belgium, which is under lockdown right now, and large gatherings are banned, a person phoned the police around 11 p.m., saying that their neighbor was extremely noisy, and it sounded like a party. The police arrive and find over 20 people gathered, mostly men, some naked, obviously breaking the lockdown law. A person walking by nearby notified the police that they saw someone escaping out the window, going down a drain pipe. And yes, this is real and not some made-up James Bond movie. But his sneaky down the drain pipe getaway was to no avail. He was busted. He admitted being at the party, and was found with an ecstasy pill in his bag. His response? Well, you don't even need a 5 count to guess on this one. He said it wasn't his, and someone must have planted it there. The investigation is ongoing, but he has resigned from his post, and the Hungarian far-right government that's anti-LGBTQ, getting news that one of their high-ranking members was busted at what appears to be a gay orgy, with ecstasy on him, and breaking lockdown laws? Well, I'm sure you can imagine their response. Again, sorry for breaking my own rules and talking about the 19, but this one was just too juicy to pass up. No updates coming on this story. You can follow it yourself, Lo-Fi Nation. Next up, source, AP News International, and an update to a story from yesterday. Thai Prime Minister acquitted of ethics breach, retains post. Well, I suppose it was a long shot anyway. But go figure, the 9-judge panel unanimously voted in favor of the Prime Minister not having breached ethics laws by staying at a residence that was paid for by the military after he left military service and became a civilian so he could run the country he took over with his own military coup. Congratulations, Mr. Prime Minister, for proving even more that you do not lead a democracy. And we're still with you, pro-democracy protesters of Thailand. Now, moving forward because we never move on from anything. From the Middle East section of the BBC. Iran nuclear crisis. Law aims to boost enrichment and block inspectors. Alright, so a lot to unpack here, peeps. First off, Iran's top nuclear scientist was assassinated in this past week. Allegations that it was Israel are flying about, and Israel isn't commenting on the allegations at this moment in time. Iran's Guardian Council, a parliament, passed a law saying if the European members of the Iran nuclear deal do not work to ease sanctions in the next 2 months, then Iran will increase its enrichment of uranium to 20% and block international inspectors from assessing their nuclear sites. This is a big, bold move by Iran, but so is assassinating their top nuclear scientist inside of Iran, right outside of the capital of Tehran. There's going to be some reactions to this news for sure. We'll keep you updated as we know more, listeners. And our following story comes from Reuters World News. Hong Kong activist Joshua Wong defiant as he is jailed over 13 months for protest. Today, and this week, Joshua Wong, Agnes Chow, and Ivan Lam, all in their 20s, pled guilty to the charges of organizing and inciting an unlawful assembly, and attending an unlawful assembly, for the part that they played over major protests last summer against a Beijing extradition bill. That bill was defeated due to the power of the pro-democracy movement, one that these three played a major role in. And now, they're going to jail for it. But Joshua Wong had a special message as he was being taken away after his sentencing, one in which we here at Lofi Poli Sci will pass on. Begin quote. Ahead of us is another challenging battleground. We're now joining the battle in prison, along with many brave protesters, less visible yet essential in the fight for democracy and freedom for Hong Kong. End quote. Stay strong, Joshua Wong, Agnes Chow, and Ivan Lam. We're still with you and Hong Kong. And a last piece of news to send you on your way for the day from the Africa section of the BBC. South Africa's lottery probed as 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 drawn and 20 win. And before you ask, yes, I'm serious. Let me just say, as reported by the article, the odds, chances, the probability of winning a Powerball lottery where you pick 5 numbers correctly out of 50 and then a 6th number correctly out of 20 are 42,375,200 to 1. Now, that's some long odds for one person to win. But I want to hear your thoughts on this one, Lo-Fi listener. Was the lottery fixed? Or was this a matter of sometimes the numbers do line up, even if it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10? I'm curious where you fall on this. And that's a brief snapshot of what's going on in the world today. Stay tuned for tomorrow's episode of Good News Friday. Always remember that Lofi Poli Sci is more than just me. It's the we that we be. Write in with questions or comments to lofipolisci@planetmail.com. Thanks for listening. Stay safe. Wash those hands. And I'll see you on the next episode of the Lofi Poli Sci podcast. Pickering, signing off.